in UT's favor, which is no surprise. But we also talked about Max Johnson being out now for A&M. And as far as the timetable goes, I did see from Billy Liucci, I'm told Texas A&M quarterback Max Johnson has a broken bone in his throwing hand. Initially, it had said that it would be a season-ending injury potentially, but he says it's not a season-ending injury, but it's certainly a multi-week injury. So read that however you want to, but multi-week injury. Max Johnson's going to be out for a few games, and it very well could ultimately end up being season-ending when all is said and done. So, we'll see what happens. Haynes King's the guy again, or do they eventually rip off the plastic surrounding the young freshman and go ahead and just say, hey, give it a whirl? I saw some debate about that. Like, might as well just go, throw Connor Weigman out there. And I'm like, do you do that though? I mean, in this scenario, do you do that, or do you just let Haynes King go until, he can't go anymore? I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how Jimbo decides to maneuver around this.
If, in fact, and Haynes will start against Alabama, I guess, but let's just say he keeps struggling. He does not take care of the football. I loved him in high school, loved the family and all that. We know that from Longview, but he doesn't take care of the football. And he didn't really do that a lot his senior year at Longview after they won the state championship. You wonder where he is, and now does he start to play cautious? And so Jimbo Fisher's job is to win. Whether he's getting $9.5 million a year or he's getting $4 million a year, his job is to win. And right now, Max Johnson gave him a chance to stay in some games, but then they get blown out by Mississippi State. Of course, I know he's out. What would you do?
Well, that's why I asked you. Is like, I don't.
I think you have to start. You got to win some games. You got to get. Let's say you lose in Alabama.
Right, but okay, like I said, you've got Connor Weigman there. He's a young freshman. You got Haynes King. Do you ride? Like, that's the question. Do you ride Haynes King and you just deal with what comes with that, which is turnovers and losses, or do you rip the shirt off?
I think your job is to win, which means you rip the shirt off the freshman and just hope to God you don't blow his mind in the SEC with who he's going to play.
And that's why it's a question, because if it wasn't a question of do you damage him, then you
But what do you do to Haynes King?
Garrett, do you have an opinion on this? What would you do? Because here's a scenario for what we're trying to get through here is that, yes, Connor Weigman appears to be pretty good, but he is young and he's inexperienced. So do you throw him to Alabama if Haynes King struggles and potentially damage him early on, or do you just say, Haynes, it's you, man, and it's you until it's not you anymore?
I mean, for me, I'm letting Haynes ride it out in Tuscaloosa. Now, if things get out of control and there's a situation where, obviously you don't want him to get hurt, but if there's a situation where he's like throwing a bunch of picks and stuff, then you have to make a business decision to put Connor out there. But going forward, I think you ideally want to get Connor some reps, but putting him in against Bama is kind of asking for it, man. I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, and that's what I was getting at. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see, how they handle that, but. Yeah, Haynes King's got quite the test in front of him.
And maybe they can pull up some magic and figure some things out, but it doesn't appear to be this weekend. I saw Weigman. He's good. He's good. He's fun. He can run. And but boy, I tell you what, Haynes King has struggled with the picks and threw a pick 6 against Mississippi State. And I wonder where he is mentally. I did an interview with John King, right, Jacob, last week, and he's talking about it's the hardest thing he's ever been through to watch what's going on with his son. But understanding what is going on at A&M, he also understands why he's not playing. And, of course, now he's having to play.
Yeah, potentially. And that's what we will see as Jimbo Fisher tries to navigate through that. But, we will see how Haynes King's able to do. Certainly a huge test against Alabama coming up this week. So very interesting quarterback stuff going on in the state of Texas right now.